Welcome to another week of the Art of Manifesting with Gaya. We have a fabulous guest this evening, and her name is Tuttle. Carol is a catalyst for change that improves the quality of our lives. Carol is an acclaimed alternative psychotherapist that has been pioneering the personal development field for 20 years. She is a best-selling author, speaker, and successful businesswoman. Having worked in the self-help and self-realization field for most of her career, Carol has experienced the many tools and systems we resource to assist us in discovering and living our truth. Carol is a leader in the areas of energy psychology, emotional freedom technique, and energy medicine. Her reputation as a psychological intuitive and energy therapist has taken her to other countries to work with the native people to clear the generational beliefs and life patterns that are keeping them stuck in oppression. She has the ability to take the spiritual and translate it into the practical to assist people in creating the lives they want. Carol's here with us today to talk about the essential key to optimizing the law of attraction and tapping. Carol will share her insights from her latest book, It's Just My Nature.
So I created a system called energy profiling several years ago where I was able to capture in the classification of 4 types, 4 very innate intrinsic movements that we all express. And these same movements are in nature, so we find them in the nature kingdom and they're expressed in human nature. There are energetic characteristics. And they're expressed in personality, behavior tendencies, thought and feeling processes, body language, and even our physical characteristics. And they stem from the 4 elements in our DNA, which are nitrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, and carbon. And each of the 4 types has a very specific innate quality to it, a movement that is very much a quality of a person's gifts and natural ability. So when you say to someone, oh, you're just a natural at it, you're acknowledging their energetic profile. That is their energetic expression. It's a natural expression in them. And when they're living true to it, they are a natural at very specific things. And we've identified what those gifts are within each type. So we can help point people in the direction of living their truth, living true to their nature, and optimize their most natural gifts and capabilities. And so the 4 types helps you see, for example, I'll just say what they are real quick. Type 1 is an upward light movement. People with a dominant type 1 expression are more buoyant, random. They have spontaneity as part of their natural quality. They're idea people. They love new ideas and they love the possibility and the hope that those ideas need. They're also known to drop the ball, get distracted easily. They are very social people. They have a quality of inviting you in effortlessly. They can connect with anyone pretty automatically. And some of the most well-known people in the world that are type 1s, Drew Barrymore is a type 1. Rachel Ray, who's a popular TV host, is a type 1. Bill Murray's a type 1. Johnny Carson was a type 1. All people that have been living their truth. Ellen DeGeneres is a type 1. They're all known to have a very uplifting nature. So if that person were tapping on, I'm immature, I'm too silly, I've got to grow up, I got to get more structured, they're opposing their true nature, and they're going to tap on something that they'll never have success in. They'll never be able to successfully alter that because it's not a developed expression, it's a natural expression in us. So when people learn this, they go, well, that's not something I have to change. I have to come into harmony with it so it can balance and it can really be expressed as my gift. And I have to start shaming it. But these same people are the ones that were told when they were little to settle down, you move too much, you're hyperactive, you got to get focused. They were constantly told to be contrary to their true nature. So you lose trust in it. You go, it's not okay to be me, it's not appropriate to be me, so I got to now try and alter this. So type 2 is a subtle, soft movement. It's gentle, methodical, relaxed. It's more blended. These are people that naturally have a gift for details and planning and thinking backwards and forwards and taking in the details of life. They're sensitive. They're very heart-centered people. These are the people you would say, you're so calming to be around. You're so inviting. I always feel so, you really listen to me. They are more of an introvert nature. They aren't people that are out in front, and they tend to think they need to tap on that their subtlety is a weakness, that they need to learn to speak up more and be more aggressive, and they feel like they're overlooked in life, and they blend in because their energy is very soft. It's a very soft blended energy. So type 2s especially are very relieved that they don't have to be more aggressive in life, and they don't have to keep tapping on being shy and weak, and that they don't have any power. And it's such a relief because you don't have to try and change who you naturally are designed to be. Then type 3 is active reactive, which is a hydrogen element, which is very fiery, very swift, abrupt, very pointed, very direct in how people express themselves. They have a gift for moving things into action effortlessly and getting results, and moving a lot of people, motivating people to move forward, start taking action to pursue whatever they're focused on pursuing. And these are people that will tap on things like, I'm too pushy, I'm too demanding, if I'm myself, I'm too much for people. They have a sense of being, because they have such mass substantial energy. Their energy is more volcanic in nature. It's very massive. It's just like a volcano erupting, and that mass moving down the mountain, changing everything in its path, That's the kind of energy type 3 is. Guess what type I am?
You tell
type
me.
3.
Okay. Wow.
I answer the questions. I'm really direct. I'm like, I don't beat around the bush. I get right to it. I'm like, this is what you need to know. So, and then type 4 is our constant, still, accurate, very structured energy. It's carbon. It's like Earth. It's very innate to having precision and keenness and bringing quality. They have an eye for perfecting the world. They have the ability to see what could be made better. They think in a very black and white style. They are known to be more serious people. They have a more tendency for a more rigid energy. They're not the kind of people you'd start chatting with in the grocery line and they'd go, hey, yeah, how are you? They'd wonder why you are talking to them, and you really don't even know each other. So they choose to be sociable and are very sociable and interactive when they choose that. But they aren't necessarily, they don't like being thrown into spontaneous settings where they have to be animated of a quality. So they're the opposite. 1 and 4 are opposite, and 2 and 3 are opposite. And guess what types get paired together most often?
The opposites.
1 and 4 and 2s and 3s. We see all combinations, but we see mostly those pairings. And type 4s would be tapping on things like, I'm too serious, I'm too critical, people don't like me, or everybody else is stupid and they don't understand me. They'll tend to think, because they have such a strong sense of authority. The qualities that we all have that are true to all 4 types is we all have the innate quality of being generous, kind, loving, affluent, all of the divine qualities, and we all have the same abilities to sabotage, be codependent, but we do it true to our type. I can actually, each type does it a little different, but it's still acting out that way,
Just out of curiosity, is there a connection with the zodiac signs and the types?
No, not specifically. I find the profiling the energy profiling captures some very universal expressions amongst all people within each type. So then when you add the zodiac influences, those energies create more of a unique quality within the types. So they create the diversity we experience by adding that design of who we are and that influence of what influences who we are.